right, well, let's get started. Welcome to today's workshop, Optimize Your Energy for High Performance. My name is Alejandra Jimenez. Grow with Google is an initiative that brings the best of Google's training and tools to help people grow their skills, careers, and businesses. Small businesses can learn how to grow their online presence and find new customers. In today's workshop, you will learn how to improve performance and increase productivity. With many of you working from home and managing extra stress, it's more important than ever to balance the energy you do have, manage what's happening in your mind, master your time to optimize your productivity with all these extra duties. In today's workshop, we're going to focus on some ideas that can help you improve performance and increase productivity by balancing your energy, managing your mind, and mastering your time. But before we get started, some of you might be feeling this way today. Maybe you have fewer social obligations and more time to be productive. Perhaps you feel like you're getting more done working from home than you ever have in the office. I know when I'm in this state of mind, I feel like I can accomplish anything. But as sure as we are to have those productive days, if we do not balance our energy well and establish healthy routines, we are sure to have days that don't look anything like this. I have days like this from time to time. The number of low energy days have definitely reduced now that I have established a good routine. But the days where my energy seems non-existent, I just felt that no matter what I was doing, I was always getting pulled somewhere else. Sometimes it got me feeling like I was always letting someone down or shortchanging someone, my company, my family, myself. I couldn't truly focus on anything. Life has been very different for many of us lately, which might pose challenges for productivity, energy, and emotional well-being. Today we'll talk about ways you can balance your energy to become more productive and efficient and calm. But what does it mean to balance your energy and what goes into this process? Well, let's take a look at the basics. All right. For many of us, the cause of those stressful days stem from our workload or extended work schedules. And the core problem with working longer hours is that time is a finite resource. Finite. Sorry. This means that there are limits to the quantity of hours in a day. And this means that a person needs to consider where, how, they spend their time and to find a good balance. Energy is a different story. Energy can be renewed if the person's practicing the right place in the right places. Energy equals the ability to do work. If we exhaust our energy during one routine, for example, working a large number of hours consistently, day after day, then we will have no energy left for the other things that are important to us. So how can we produce more energy so that we have enough to share across all things that are important to us? Energy comes from four main well-beings. Body, which involves a person's physical energy and is driven by their physical well-being. Emotion, which involves a person's emotional energy and is driven by how a person controls their emotions. Mind involves a person's mental energy and is driven by their ability to focus their mind on a single task versus allowing themselves to be distracted throughout an entire day. And finally, spirit involves a person's energy driven by finding meaning and purpose in their work and life. When a person is able to control these four main sources of energy, they can begin to unlock more energy and find more balance. I think we are all on the same page in wanting to do more work and work less time with energy to spare so we can enjoy our evenings, family, and friends. It comes down to simply having the right tools to make it happen. Energy can be systematically expanded and regularly renewed by establishing specific rituals. Intentional behaviors that are practiced and precisely scheduled with the goal of making them unconscious and automatic. What are some examples of rituals and behaviors? Go to sleep at the same time each night for your body. Express appreciation to others for your emotion. Each night, pick your biggest challenge for the next day and make it your very first priority in the next morning for your mind. Identify your core values and make sure you are living them every day for your spirit. People need to clarify priorities and establishing accompanying rituals in these three categories. Do what they do best and enjoy most at work. Consciously allocating time and energy to the areas of their lives, work, family, health, service to others, they deem most important. And living their core values and their daily behaviors. Think about the ways in which you've tried making changes in the past. Maybe you set resolutions for a new year or decided on a Monday that you would do everything differently. But as humans, we typically don't change our behavior through sheer willpower. Instead, real change comes through intentional, small rituals we develop over time, and so that they turn into habits. Now we are going to do a fun exercise. We'll take 2 minutes to complete an energy audit. This exercise is meant to assess our current rituals and help define areas where we can improve our energy. If you are in front of a computer, not a smartphone, you'll need to use your Google account to open this file. If you don't have a Google account, go to google.com and click sign in, then click create account and follow the prompts to create one. Visit jeep.co/grow/energy audit and you will be prompted to make a copy. The copy will be automatically saved in your Google account. There may be a lot of people trying to open this file at once. If you cannot open it right away, please give it a few minutes to refresh the page and then try again. I'm going to leave this screen on for just a little second so everyone can have enough time to go and download the file. All right. Here is what the energy audit looks like. Now read each question and answer true or false. The energy audit tool will automatically calculate a total score for you. Once you have your score, we'll review how this score applies to your energy balance. If you're not using the online template, just grab a pen and paper to answer the audit questions on your own. Read each of the 20 statements on the screen, write down true or false for each one, and I will give you guys 2 minutes to complete this activity. All right, now that everyone's completed, let's discuss the results. There are 2 ways to review results of this audit. One, by individual category, body, emotion, mind, and spirit. And 2, by total across the 4 categories. Let's start with an individual category. Each category has 5 questions. Higher scores suggest that you may want to take some steps to balance your energy. For example, if you answered true for 3 questions in a single category. The key says that you have a significant energy deficiency. If you answer true to 4 questions, you may be facing an immense energy crisis. Now, let's look at the overall picture. Add up your total score across all 4 categories. On average, most people answer true to about 8 to 10 questions, meaning they're doing these things such as skipping breakfast, failing to express appreciation to others, struggling to focus on one thing at a time, or spending too little time on activities that give them a sense of purpose. Review your total score and compare it to the key in the second column. If your score is 8 to 10, you're like many people, running the risk of moderate to significant energy deficiency. This exercise may help you get some insight into areas of your life where you can make changes and improve your well-being and productivity. Let's revisit our 4 sources of energy and discuss some tips for establishing healthy routines. 1. Body. Major area that contributes to our level of physical energy includes sleep, nutrition, and exercise. Examples of routine that can help us improve include constant movement, healthy eating, getting fresh air or sunlight regularly, taking a nap or closing your eyes, and breathing deeply. We can also start to improve our physical energy levels by taking a break every 90 to 120 minutes at minimum. You can get significant benefits by completely disengaging from work, even for short periods of time. The value of such breaks is grounded in our psychology. Our ultradian rhythms refer to 90 to 120 minute cycles during which our bodies slowly move from a high energy state into a physiological dip. Towards the end of each cycle, the body begins to crave a period of recovery. The signals include physical restlessness, yawning, hunger, and difficulty concentrating. But many of us ignore those signs and keep working. The consequences is that our energy reservoir, our remaining capacity, burns down as the day wears on. Small breaks for renewal result in higher and more sustainable performance. The length of renewal time is less important than the quality. It is possible to get a great deal of recovery in a short time, as little as several minutes, if it involves rituals that allow you to disengage from work and truly change channels. That could range from talking to a friend or a colleague over video chat about something other than work, listening to music and walking up and down the stairs, or going outside for some fresh air. Many of you are still working from home. You might not take initial breaks during the day like you may have done when you were in the office environment. Developing habits around breaks or making an effort to become more aware of the times of day where your body craves recharging can help you avoid burnout during a stressful time. Think of safe spaces you can access to get your physical renewal, like a walk around your backyard or some fresh air from a window. Music, meditation, a healthy snack, or an afternoon tea can be really relaxing when you're at home. Emotional. With the challenges we've faced over the past few years, many of you may be feeling more emotional than usual. Those feelings can include anger, frustration, sadness, or anxiety. These are normal emotions during stressful times, so managing these feelings become an important part of daily life. When we are able to take more control of our emotion, we can improve the quality of our energy, regardless of the internal pressures we're facing. To do this, we first become more aware of how we feel at various points during the workday and the impact of those emotions that they have on our effectiveness. Most people realize that they tend to perform best when they're feeling positive. What they find surprising is that they're not able to perform well or lead effectively when they're feeling any other way. Unfortunately, without those periods of intermittent recovery we just talked about, we're not capable of sustaining highly positive emotions for long periods of time. When facing relentless demands or unexpected challenges, people tend to slip into fight or flight mode, a reaction to stress that evolved from our need to respond to life threatening situations. These days, we are more likely to be staring down a tight deadline than a dangerous predator. But those everyday stress rev up the same mental and physical response to danger. Such states of mind drains people's energies, causes frictions in the relationships. Fight or flight reactions also make it impossible to think clearly, logically, and reflectively. The fight or flight response triggers a chemical reaction in our body that only lasts a short time but can trigger over and over again throughout the entire day. Think about what happens when you experience a stressful or emotional event. While the event may last a few moments, you probably tend to think it over and over again. Once again, triggering that physical response in our body. One powerful ritual that fuels positive emotions instead of expressing appreciation to others. This practice seems to be beneficial to the giver as to the receiver. It can take the form of a handwritten note, an email, a call, or a conversation. And the more detailed and specific, the higher the impact. Many people view multitasking as a necessity when confronted with high demand situations. However, distractions are costly. A temporary shift in attention from one task to another, like stopping to answer emails every 10 or 20 minutes, generally increases the time required to complete a project. It's far from more efficiently to fully focus for 90 to 120 minutes, take a true break, and then fully focus on the next activity. One of the most effective routines to improve focus is to take the time each night to identify the most important challenge for the next day and make it your first priority to finish in the morning. It can be helpful to actually write down your priority list for the next day and potentially identify exactly what you will do first. Meditation can help with mental clarity as well, but we will talk about that later. Spirit. Lastly, we have the ability to tap into the energy of the human spirit when our everyday work and activities are consistent with what we value most and what gives us a sense of meaning and purpose. If the work we are doing really matters to us, we typically feel more positive, focus better, and demonstrate greater perseverance. To access this type of energy, you need to clarify priorities, establish a company routines such as doing what you do best and enjoy most at work, consciously allocating time and energy to the areas of your life like work, family, health, and others, and that things that you deem most important. Here are some takeaways. Remember to develop rituals to replenish each source of energy: body, mind, and spirit. Use breaks wisely. We often recognize that we need to take time away from an intense period of work and choose to check emails or social medias, but this is a mild distraction rather than a true break. Instead, find a way to truly unplug during this short, intermittent break so you can regain a high level of energy. And third, find your ultradian rhythm. When you start to feel distracted or tired, remember to renew yourself in a physical way. Move around, get some fresh air, or take some deep breaths. Heck, even get some water sometimes helps. I feel better. Next, I want to talk a bit about managing your mind. A study shows that 47% of the time, people are thinking about something other than what they are currently doing. They may sit at a desk thinking about a past or future vacation or go over a stressful event that they are dealing with outside of work. And while daydreaming, they may be considering an escape. A study from Harvard University found that a wandering mind causes unhappiness. Instead, researchers found that people were happier when living in the moment. Fortunately, you can train yourself to keep your thoughts from wandering and become more productive as a result. This can be done through mindfulness and meditation exercises. Mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. Meditation can help. The great thing about meditation is that it can be practiced at any part during the day, anywhere. But what is meditation exactly? Meditation is a formal practice of setting aside time and space to be with your thoughts, and it can help you develop mindfulness. Many people use meditation as a way to access a higher state of consciousness. Why is mindfulness important, you may ask? Consider the times you were in a meeting and without thinking, pulled out your phone to check for messages during a lull in the conversation. It's a subconscious action, but it pulls you away from what is happening around you. It interrupts your focus. The vast majority of our actions occur automatically or in response to external stimuli. The more conscious we become of how we're feeling and of the assumptions we're making, the more we make intentional choices about what we want to do. Self-awareness allows us to be more authentic and effective in relationship with others and help us to be more effective at work and to add more value into the world. Remember when we talked about fight or flight response to stress? Research shows that after 8 weeks of mindfulness and meditation, the fight or flight center of your brain appears to shrink. That reduces stress. Stress reduction allows you to avoid the constant fight or flight reaction that drains you both mentally and physically. According to William James, the philosopher and psychologist who helped establish Harvard University Psychology Department, the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. Mindfulness gives you the tool to choose how you react to stressful situations, to take control of your thoughts so that they are able to focus your energies on what is most important. Removing stress from the equation is the key to managing your mind. Here are a few takeaways to help you do just that. Start small. Take a minute or two to meditate during the day. There are plenty of meditation apps available for download to help you walk through mindful meditation. The great thing about mindfulness is that you can take it with you anywhere. If you are at your desk and feeling overwhelmed, try taking a step back. Close your eyes, touch your feet on the floor, take a few deep breaths. And with those few steps, you should feel calmer. Lastly, take a moment to think through all the personal benefits you'll get from mindful meditation. You will feel better equipped and handle stressful situations better. You will increase your focus and energy. Now think about how a more self-aware, patient, and non-reactive version of you will be better for your friends, family, and coworkers. Next, I want to take a small amount of time to talk about mastering your mind. A 2019 study by Future Workplace Study Commission by Paul Lee showed that 9 out of 10 people get frustrated by distractions in their office workspace environments. Today, many people are still working from home, but there are still distractions, from news to your own thoughts. Distractions and multitasking impacts productivity. Shifting attention from one task to another, like checking email or social media, increases the amount of time necessary to finish your primary task by as much as 25%. Let's talk about some ways to help you with time management. First, establish regular scheduled times to think more long term, creatively, or strategically. Find a different environment in which you can do these activities. If you don't make time for this type of thinking, you'll consistently be in a reactive mode. Second, do the most important thing first thing in the morning. Block time on your calendar to attack the biggest challenge for the first thing in the morning without interruption. Make sure to keep a clear start and stop time. Remember to resist every impulse to distraction, such as an email or direct message. Third, maintain meeting discipline. Avoid hour-long sessions. Instead, schedule meetings for 30 to 45 minutes so participants can stay focused. Start all meetings on time, at a precise time, and end at a precise time. One way to ensure you stick to those tips is to start the day with a full calendar. Divide your calendar up into these sections: time for me, where you'll do your creative and strategic thinking; time for task, where you'll work on the most important task of the day; time for meetings, where you allow for routine meetings with your team. You might have to be more creative with your time blocking right now. It may make sense for you to block specific times of the day for meal prepping, educating kids, or getting some physical exercise. A few additional considerations that we did not discuss today but are worth mentioning and go a long way to support your physical and mental health and help you achieve higher levels of performance include experimenting often. Try out different routines until you find one that works best for you. Remember to start small and gradually work your way into an established routine that supports your energy and productivity goals. Per today's instructions, don't be too hard on yourself and forgive yourself quickly. Project deadlines or monthly goals may not always be met. However, the time spent thinking about the negative can impact your energy level. Instead, motivate yourself and others on your team with positive reinforcement. This can help improve your emotional focus, and you will soon find the renewed energy to help reach your next goal. Finally, remember that perfect is not required. In fact, imperfection in a process can often serve as a means to help you define perfection. I would close with this Kurdish saying: the root of health is in the brain, the trunk of it is in the emotion, and the branches and leaves are the body. The flower of health blooms when all the parts work together. If you're looking to start a new career, land a competitively paid job, or build skills to grow in your career, check out Google Career Certificates. Grow with Google is an initiative to help people prepare for work, find jobs, and grow their businesses. Job seekers can grow their skills in order to find new jobs and advance their careers. Teachers can help how to put the latest technology to work inside and outside of the classroom. Small business owners can build their own presence and find new customers. Startups can learn how to get their ideas the exposure that they need to succeed. Developers can sharpen their current skills and master new ones. Thank you guys so much for attending today's workshop. I truly value your feedback. If you guys would like to take a moment and share that, I'd appreciate it. But if not, thank you guys for being here, and we will see you at the next one.